you did talk about investment picking up, and Krishna, I'd like to get back to what you also spoke recently at the spring meeting, where private investment remains a concern in India. Now, what are the key bottlenecks holding it back, according to you?
So, if you look at private investment itself as a share of GDP, it compares reasonably favorably with the other emerging markets. But where it's falling short is on investment in things like equipment and machinery, which are important for productivity and so on. That's not picking up in India. So that's important, and it's again. It has been picking up a little bit, but we would like to see it much stronger than what it is right now. And there are significant areas where reforms could be deepened. For instance, we've talked about this in the past too, that India is one country where there's been significant amount of trade barriers, both tariff and non-tariff barriers, that could be alleviated. So that provides an impetus for investment. At the same time, you could think in terms of what needs to be done on labor codes, because if you want to compete with China, you need to be firms in India need to be able to scale up. And that's not possible with the kind of labor codes we have right now. So the labor reform needs to be done. It's been in the works, but that needs to be implemented. The impetus on infrastructure needs to continue. And going beyond these reforms, I think we've done some work in our recent report on India, where we talked about reforms on the judicial side, talked about land reforms. So there are many reforms which are needed. But I would say if you want to start right now, you have to think in terms of trade liberalization, continuing the infrastructure impetus, and do the labor reforms. I think these will be very important if Indian firms have to compete with China going forward.
Krishna, very interesting. Infrastructure policies, labor reforms, continued expenditure and investment. India now is also looking at deregulation. It's something that they've been looking in a federal setup. Do you think that could help them emerge as a beneficiary of the ongoing US-China trade tensions?
Yeah, I think any kind of, we've talked about the fact that some of the reforms we need are deep structural reforms, and that's important. That goes to deregulating the economy. That's very important. I think there's a slew of reforms which need to be done to get investment going on a more durable basis. And what I said is the three things that I pointed out are something which can be done quite soon. And then you have these other reforms which might take longer, but still you need to begin on those in terms of the land reform, in terms of reforms of factors of production. The land reform is important. Think in terms of judicial reforms, that's important. All these are issues which have to be looked at in a more holistic way.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe. If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.